All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to
And stuff.
That's right, special night, but we had to go over Batman 160. We haven't talked about it yet. I'm going on vacation here in a few days, so we're doing it now. We're going to see you guys in exactly 2.3 seconds. Hang in there.
I am telling you, it is the definition between an entrepreneur and an employee. The employee goes to the cliff, looks over the cliff, says, is there a balloon down there? Do I be safe? What happens if it hurts? What if I land on my neck? The entrepreneur, they said, we need to jump off the cliff, backs up 10 feet to get a fucking run.
This town needs an enema.
Fuck.
Who are you? Where's Commissioner Green?
Come on. You guys need to beat me.
Too stupid!
You don't really think you'll win. Things change.
You've got me! Who's got you?
Everything changed. And anyone who tells you different is just lying.
You know who this is? This is Mark motherfucking Sylvester.
Here we go. Ready to go, man. I'm excited. I'm always excited when we stream. That's just that's how I roll, man. How you doing, man?
Doing great. Had a great day. Hung out with Mark and the crew most of the day, streaming. Gun Goth launched today. If you haven't, please back it, share it. She's next hot topic. Congratulations to Mark and Missy. Engagement.
Yes,
huge.
That's awesome. Shout out to those two.
Shout out to them. So it's been a fun day. How about yourself, brother? How you doing?
Been pretty good, man. Pretty good. Not too bad. I think I got a little bit of heartburn going on, but easing into the weekend, talking about some Batman 160. This is something I wanted to talk about for the last week and a half. We couldn't fit it in. Here we are. I think this is going to be interesting because, like I've said, I think it's been getting better as it's going. But the consensus seems to be with a lot of people don't seem to like it, which is fine. We're going to see if we can find any hope in it, though. Reasons to love it. Reasons to like it. Let's go. Let's add the chat real quick. Who we got here? Let me turn on the chat. Get you guys on the screen. By the way, wherever you guys are at, please hit the like button. If you're in the chat, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Share it out. Let people know that we're live talking about some Batman here. Come on in and join the conversation. If you guys have read this book, I want to know your opinions in the chat. Good or bad is fine. We're honest opinions here. Mark Penguin was number one in the chat, number one in our hearts. That makes you my friend.
You're number one.
Yes, you are.
So, Mr. Penguin, a penguin is a bird that cannot fly. I am a man. I have a name.
And that name is Mark Penguin. Let's go.
Dude.
And he was saying, not digging Hush 2, to be honest. Maybe it's like, maybe I like it more when it's all out and I can read the whole thing in one setting. It might be. That very well might be.
We just talked about that, yeah.
Twisted Dreams is in the house. Todd Father was on Sig Slayer. Anyone see that? I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it tonight. I know that he was on a new pod yesterday or the day before.
What is it?
I guess just a show. Like, it was on YouTube. I saw it come up.
Oh shit! I'm gonna turn that off. There we go. Music off.
It's kind of loud, but yeah, just another show.
Interesting.
You know what? Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Do it.
Look,
Talk about
I
it.
see this guy go on shows where they're like their subs and their views like aren't next to ours, and I'm like, what the?
And we're a small channel, damn it.
And we are a small channel, but we're the best channel. You know, like what the hell? It kind of chaps my ass.
It does too. We'll figure that out. But Twisted Dreams is in the house.
Subject's notes. The extraction theory papers. Am I the only one who did the read?
Always. We have Duck Bacon in the house. Says, hail Joe, hail the chat, hail Sean.
How are you?
Good to see you, brother. Actually, I did forget. First member in the chat. He is a member now, I believe, because of the Gooch coming on the show the other day and dropping the memberships here. So you get the official first member in the chat.
What are you doing up?
Oh my God! I'm sorry! I can't stop coming! I'm sorry! Oh, it feels so good!
You know it feels so good when the members are in the chat tonight. We got pizza here as well. Great to see you, man.
What's up, pizza?
Let's see. Cosmic Studios is in the house. Why can't I speak? I was going to say Heath Wood.
Afternoon. Stinks like sex in here.
Always. Jay Lee's in the house as well. Says, hail, guys.
What's up, Jay Lee? Good to see you, man.
AZHQ says, oh, man, are we getting World War III before Lost Servant Prince full series? Most likely.
What's that?
Most likely. Lost Servant Prince?
Well, that's the Brett Booth, but what's World War III?
I'm assuming everything that's happening in the world right now.
Oh,
you know, we got Israel, Iran, Russia,
yeah.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's what I'm assuming. Yeah.
I mean, comic book world. Yeah. Sorry.
Twisted Dream says, you guys hear about the 550 Todd is doing for or with Spawn Universe?
I don't know what that means.
Explain more, because I'm not.
Yeah.
I didn't. If he was announcing stuff on that interview, I didn't see it, so I gotta go check it out. YSA says, "Hey fellas,
Nice.
Joe, thank you. I saw my Reaper Destroyer shipped. Yes, yes. Got some updates on that. I'll just say it right now. We have 50 more orders to package up and ship out, and then we are done with the campaign. Everything will be out into the hands of everybody, and I'm very excited. If you haven't got your book yet, check your DMs, check your emails, because there were a couple books that came back. They sat at the post office for a while. Nobody ever picked them up, and they were sent back to me. Sent out emails to those people and have not got a response. So I guess it is what it is. You know, they're here. We'll figure that out. But make sure you're checking that out. But yeah, we are that close to being completely done. Why do you think I chatted in there? I'm so confused.
I am so lost, and I'm not even stoned.
Yeah, usually I know what's going on in Twisted Dreams, but I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm trying to think. Thanks, Marks. Yeah, I'm so confused. Sorry.
Somebody give me drugs.
Yeah, like maybe we need some drugs. All right, where was I? Hail the Lord is in the house. Great to see you, brother. As always.
Hail to the king, baby.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Hail to the king. Looks like Michael Bancroft and their viewers just joined the show. Shout out to the Bogans.
Nice.
Bogan
All
Brigade.
right.
Great to see you guys. Thanks for being here. Appreciate
Quickly
you as
down under.
always. Yeah.
Put another shrimp on the barbie.
Put another shrimp on the barbie. Okay, I can't do it. That was I'll never do that again. Paul Sarch is in the house. Says,
Yeah,
I
good to
want
see you.
drugs.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, let's do it. Look who's here. Greetings and good evening.
What's
fellas.
up,
From
buddy?
Oaks.
Good to
What's
see you,
going on,
brother.
man? Good to see you. Oh, look who is here.
The one and only.
Our guy.
The
Mo
one
Biggs.
and only. You.
You know, I was watching the Bionic Bra and Peter Orchard last night on their show, and Mo Biggs is in their chat.
What?
Yeah.
Well, how can we work on ourselves?
Yeah, how do we
So,
get
like,
you in here all the time?
Yeah,
You
we gotta bribe you.
Well, I mean, I only have so much money, but we could set something up.
I mean, we can say nice things about you.
I mean, we'll definitely say nice things about you.
Yeah,
You're the greatest. You're the best looking. You're the smartest. You're the funniest.
Love your hair.
Love your hair.
Your
Great
two-step
head of
game,
hair.
awesome.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. We'll do what it takes, man.
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah. Real good to see you.
Don't be a stranger.
Yeah. Felix, My man,
Felix
look at
Haas.
you guys.
Wow.
Bow
All
to the
right.
king, legendary chat master Mo Biggs. Yes. See, that's what we have to do.
Oh, we
All right,
got
Mo.
Bow.
I will make a video for you. How about that? We'll get a video for you. You tell us what you want it to be, specifically for you, and I'll do it. If you're coming in the chat more often, that's what we'll do. Just to custom it up to get you in here. Jake Blue says Mo Biggs is in all the chats, except for ours.
Except for ours, Jake.
We're trying to get him back.
Yeah.
We're trying to get him to be a part of the every show equation here on the
Mo,
shows.
come back. You can blame it all on me.
That was good. That was
Thanks.
good. By the way, just finished reading Hush issue today. Great.
Great.
I want to know what you guys think about it. Look at our guy.
Look at
right
him. There he is, Mr.
Just got a
Paul.
notification that episode 6 of Project Gnosis. I can never pronounce it right, but I think I got the notification. That's going to be coming out soon. Paul is killing it, doing his thing, man. Hopefully we get you back on the Spawn review soon. Well, hopefully, man, Tuesday. Issue 365 we're reviewing.
Yeah, banger.
Yeah.
Banger of a book.
Yeah, episode 6 soon. Yeah. I got an email from Kickstarter. If I knew Sean abandoned his condom beanie, I would have been back long ago. Did you have a beanie?
What'd you call me?
Do you need him to put on a beanie? Is that what we need to do?
Oh, my white hat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So that's what we
yeah.
need to do, get the hat going.
Yeah, well, I got different colors.
Just give us a list of what you need, Mo.
Yeah.
Just whatever you need. Man.
Whatever you need, Mo.
Whatever you need. To get you back in the chat, we'll do it. Man, that goth gun looks good. Yeah, shout out to Mark Penguin dropping goth. Is that goth gun?
Yes.
Okay.
Gun goth.
Gun goth.
Gun
Okay,
goth.
I was about gun goth. Maybe Mo is starting a new show with Cowboy Phil.
Oh, don't say it. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Betrayal.
Yeah. Tell you what. The hat is better off in the fire. Oh shit. Okay.
Okay.
All
All right.
good.
All right. Cool.
That's all we need to know, man. By the way, guys, before we get going in here, we have this thing called the leaderboard. If you look into the chat, you'll notice some people have a crown with a number attached to them. Right now, Mark Penguin is number 1. What this is something that YouTube installed a few weeks back that keeps track of the top contributor, and that's comments, super chats, or whatever. I don't know exactly how it does, but it fluctuates. So Mark's number 1 right now. All that matters is who is number 1 at the end of the show. And if you're number 1 at the end of the show, we're going to add you to the leaderboard. So right now we've had 4 specific winners every night. We haven't had a repeat winner yet, but we'll keep track of that. But we're going to keep track of this until the end of the year. At the end of the year, we're going to add it all up, and whoever wins the most of the number 1 spots, we're going to find out something to give you something that's going to be cool. Like I say, but join the leaderboard. Let's go. Be the number 1 contributor and rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're trying.
We're working on us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I need to read 160 in a pile and need to pick up Spawn. Been slacking.
Well,
No,
you've been busy,
though,
brother.
man.
You've been
busy, yeah.
You've been making moves, man. That's
Yeah.
all understood.
Doing your thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I think chat's great. We got to get moving on here because I'm going to just keep talking to you guys because it's awesome. I love the chat. You guys are,
Is it?
You're my boy, Blues.
Is he here?
He's not here. I don't see Blue Boy in the house yet.
Oh.
But when we do, good to see my Rick Sailor climbing the charts quicker than Rob's Boys Limp Bizkit in 1999. Yes. Yeah. I haven't seen him in here yet, but when he does, we'll see. All right. Batman 160, which was Hush 2. This is a sequel of Hush. We've been going over all of the Batman books. If you guys recall, a few months ago, we looked at the entire first run of Hush, which, depending on what age you are, when that came out, it was either a book that people really loved, or I guess sometimes the older crowd didn't like it. Whatever. We were the younger crowd when it came out, and we loved it. It was a big thing. And we were very excited when Hush 2 was announced. And you're getting all the guys back together, Jim Lee, Jeff Loeb, Scott Williams, Alex Sinclair, the whole gang's back doing Batman Hush 2. And then the first issue dropped, Batman 158. Very excited. It was kind of a dud.
Lackluster.
Very lackluster. And we tore into it pretty hard, to a point, because like we've said before, and we always have to say this, we have to preface this, so we don't get the ats at us, right? That we love Jim Lee, right? Always have.
We praise the Church of Jim Lee.
Same thing with Jeff Loeb. High bar we put these guys at. So the book just didn't come up to that high bar. Doesn't mean it's trash or anything. It didn't get there. Now, me, progressively, from the last few issues, every issue that's dropped, I feel like it's gotten better and better. And I've liked it. There's been a lot of people out there that still don't like it, which is fine. You guys do you. But we're going to cover this thing because we said we would. Now we're dealing with 160. Sean read it, and I think this is the first time he was actually kind of like seeing the bright side of things. I gotta say, if speaking for you, a little bit, you know?
The first one was like an upside down like hand job. Wasn't that fun? The second one had some better art. The story, little blah blah blah. But I enjoyed this one a lot more than the others. The art was a little bit better, story cooler. But yeah, I'm still disappointed. But I'm hoping for the whole thing.
All right, so you're coming around slowly.
Coming around the corner as she
coming
comes.
around the corner.
You know, just
slowly
like,
coming around the
like,
corner.
call me Kansas.
I'm liking it so far. Yes, I have problems. I think the art isn't Jim's peak, but what has been Jim's peak in a long time. So I'm willing to overlook that a little bit. I enjoy the story and I'm getting into it. The beginning was kind of a little bit, I thought the pacing was rushed. It just felt odd comparative to like the original Hush, but I see the concept behind the story and I'm liking that as we're going forward. So we're going to jump into it and check it out. We got David Williams in the house.
Yes.
Batman.
Legend. We need to have him on.
Gotta get back on.
Again,
It's been a second.
great conversation. I remember he was telling us about how he was supposed to be on Spawn before Greg, and then he's got a story for us when it comes to Extreme, I think. But yeah, awesome dude, super talented, really awesome.
Aldous says we praise Jim Lee, but never introduce our wives.
Oh shit! Shot fired!
Yeah. If Jim's watching this, which he's not, he's never coming on the show now.
No.
He's like, fuck these guys.
Fuck these guys.
If you guys don't know, it is what it is. You can figure it out. Google it.
He's the inspiration between a wife swap.
Oh shit! I still love Jim Lee. He's my hero.
I love Jim.
I'm not gonna lie. Jim Lee was my favorite artist for like 15 to 20 years. Yeah, facts. And he should be.
Dude, I just went through his Uncanny stuff the other day, and it's great to see his Kevin Nolanisms to like 275. We're gonna after Hush 2, we're gonna look at 275. That's such a phenomenal book.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. That's a great one. Mo Biggs brings up history that some people might not know if you haven't been around for a while. But he says, I was there to save Joe's book from being called P-Pack Destroyer.
Wasn't that by a dickhead?
Wasn't so lucky. Was that what?
Wasn't that by a dickhead?
I don't know. Who are we talking about? Name names. He's not. I like it. Bestest to the host and to the mighty chat, as to you as always.
You too, sir.
Friend. All right, let's bring this up. Let's go. Comic book talk, nerding out. That's what we're about here on this channel. Hush 2, Batman 160. We're jumping into this. Let's get rocking in this. Cover is not my favorite, I have to say.
Okay, I got two things. First, shout out to Wu-Tang, the 160. And I just think of Cypress Hill. It's like, I'm having illusions, causing confusions, fucking me up in the mind.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
No, goddamn. But anyway, you know what? I like the colors on this. I don't know why I like the gold. It just kind of reminds me of 89 Batman.
Yeah,
like I'm just getting that. It's not my favorite. Like even like his phoned in Batman covers where he stamps out a Batman.
Yeah,
seem a little more cooler than this, but again, our personal opinion. Don't at us because we don't check it.
Yeah, because we don't care. Even mid Jim ain't so bad. No, I agree with you 100%. That's what we've been saying on the show too. Like I think some people maybe might have pushed back
misconstrued.
On criticism a little bit. That's not what we do on the show. I mean, we love the artists that we look at, but we can also critique them a little bit when we think that they're not putting in their best work. But 75% Jim Lee is still better than 90% of the stuff out there. It just is. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like we said, we have a high bar for Jim Lee to reach every single time, and that's just the way it is because he said it himself.
He's our generation's John Byrne, even though like we grew up in
the
peak end of John Byrne's like FF age, but like that's just how it is. So
yeah, so that's all. And we went over the original Hush when he came onto Batman back in 2004, 2002.
Yeah.
And we said that back then that you can always tell with a comic book artist that their art looks inspired when they are really passionate about what they're doing. And then you can tell when it's just kind of, I don't want to say phoned in because I think it's a disrespectful thing to say, but you can tell when they're maybe not so passionate about what they're doing on the project, if that makes sense. And it seemed like he was extremely passionate on that Hush 2 or Hush 1. I feel like Hush 2 I don't know, it has a different feel to it. Still Jim Lee, still great. I still like it, but it's just not to that high bar of 2002, I guess. That's
what? Not for nothing, he is getting up there in age. We forget like our heroes are growing older. Maybe the eyesight's a little less than what it was. Putting the time at the board is a little less than what he wants to, which is fine. He's earned it. He's damn earned it.
Yep.
Yep.
No, I agree. And, I mean, if you guys watch the Rob Liefeld podcast, he talks about all the time about all his favorite artists when they reach like the 60s. Now, Jim's not in his 60s yet, but just like there's a certain age when art, work starts to drop off. It is what it is, So I'm not saying that Jim Lee is at that point at all because he's not. But, we're just saying that we're never going to get the 92 Jim Lee back, or even the 2002 Jim Lee back. That's just, it is what it is. All right, let's move
even
on
the polish, even the polish of Scott Williams isn't what it was. He's using different techniques, different tools,
Yep. And I actually have to say, too, like a little bit of a critique on Alex Sinclair, who I was a huge fan of, still am.
Mm-hmm.
But I almost not thrilled with his color palette in this book compared to some of his older work.
This is definitely better than the past two issues, in my opinion. Yeah. Still a little murky towards the end, but this scene right here pops a little bit, maybe because of the reds.
That could be. Yeah. Get the red, and maybe that's designed that way. But I feel like the color scheme he had, obviously coming from Wildstorm to DC work when he was working with Jim Lee for the last 20 years, there was just something that was, I feel like it's just a little different now. That's all. Heath Ward said, I wish Jim Lee and Scott Williams would go back to the style from the X-Men, but that's never happening again. Yeah, we probably won't ever see that style again, unfortunately. But that was one of the best styles that they did. Looking at that page up on the screen right now, it doesn't even look like Jim Lee art. That was kind of Sean's critique to some of this stuff when we first started seeing the new issues. Because, you kept saying, who do you think it looks like?
Oh, well, there was some stuff where it looked like Todd Nook.
That's right, Nook. Yeah,
like a light Todd Nook. Like, even though Todd Nook is very animated, it looked like a detailed Todd Nook to a degree.
Chuck Gibson's in the house. He said Jim has problems with his shoulders these days that he didn't used to have. Interesting.
Ouch.
Oh, is he 60?
Is he? Well, God bless him.
Okay, well, no, I guess that's true because Liefeld's what, 56 now?
Something 57? Like that. Yeah.
So I guess, he would be, wow, that's crazy, man.
Wow, we're getting old, dude.
All right, let's jump into this. Last issue, we had the fight between Jason Todd and Bruce in the Batcave as Jason Todd found out that he was keeping the Joker in his Batcave, although it seemed part of the giant plan of Hush, as we found out that Jason was working with Hush. If you recall, in that last issue, he ends up knocking out Batman, which I still don't understand how that's possible. Unless he just was like not really fighting Jason because it's, Jason. So it just, I don't know. I still don't like the fact that he got knocked out so easily. But we picked this up in issue 160 as Batman is looking over the cams. What?
Good bow.
All right, what do we got here? What did I miss? I want to hear excuses. Dude could have a different wife rubbing each shoulder.
Classic.
That's a great point.
That's a classic Mo. Thank you for being here, my guy.
Wait a minute. I don't get to use this very often. Where's it at? There we go.
There we go. Get it ready for the show.
Yeah. Usually that's reserved for like Sheldon. Mo's coming in hot. I like that. Remember Todd, how old Mark and Todd is, and Valentino is now. Yeah, Valentino's old. He's old. Yeah. Silvestri's getting up there. But I thought Jim was like still in his 50s, but all right, whatever. Bruce is going over the security cams and just kind of going over what he missed when he was knocked out. And this is kind of interesting because we see confirmed that Jason Todd is working with Hush. And Hush is coming in. It's kind of funny that Hush, on purpose... Oh, by the way, I like this. Art-wise. Like, I really like the reflection of Batman's face in here. I think they captured it well.
Yeah, I like the
solid.
mathematical aspects of the grid of how he did that in the panel prior up. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of this work is good. Like, there's some things that still look a little off for Jim Lee. Line work, and that could very well be Scott. We talked about this before. We're not going to go over it again. Watch back some of the other episodes. But
this shot, I love that shot. Like, this is a
Hush.
Great double page. Yeah, of that. The one on the right.
Yeah.
I love how they
Upshot
keep
there.
using this same panel layout for the I guess pages 2 and 3, like they did in volume 1.
That's a good point, right? Yeah. I didn't catch that until you just mentioned that. Good point. That's why
Great
you're here,
techniques. I mean, I don't like to brag. I do.
Hush has a great a plan here that we still don't really know, but he's kind of talking about it, kind of almost doing the villain monologue right now. But I feel like there's a purpose to it because he's not going to give out his full plan, knowing that Bruce is watching the cameras. However, it seems like he has to remind Jason that they need the Joker alive for a reason, where Jason just really wants to blow this dude's head off. This is the second time he's attempted it in the last two issues. You know, like
seems a little unhinged. Is it just me?
Just a little, you know.
Yeah.
I don't remember Hush because I haven't seen a lot of the other issues and storylines that he's been in since the original Hush series.
Nah,
but I don't remember him having the skill to be able to take a scalpel and precisionally throw it into the barrel of a gun.
Well, this is the new 52. The Newsies.
That's a good point. The original one came out in the New 52. Wait, no, before the New 52.
Before the
this
New
is
52.
after the 52.
Yeah.
That just means you can't work them harder, like rent a mule. I like this. I like it. Oh, we got Buzz in Edwin in the house. What's going
There's
on,
a
man?
guy. Edwin, drop the links to your stuff. Come on, brother.
Oh, jeez. Here it
We
goes.
can't go with that. That's for a private after show for members only.
Although I think you can find it out. You know.
That'd be awesome.
So Hush has to kind of remind him, and he says a couple interesting things here. I like where he says, "We've been over and over this. We need the Joker alive so everyone can see the choice that Batman made to save his life when he didn't save yours." And this was the thing I was saying from the get-go when we were talking originally about what was the motivation of Hush, because issue 158 didn't really do a good job, I thought, of introducing, which is what I was surprised about with Jeff Loeb's writing, because the original Hush run, I thought they dove in pretty good, but they kept Hush like kind of a mystery. This was like, all right, what are you going to do now? You know the character's back in it. What's his motivation? And I don't think they did a good job of really showing it. Like, I like the aspect of the Joker, but the Hush seemed like, I don't know. I don't know what it was. There was just something clunky about it. But once I read the second issue, which was 159, you saw what Hush was kind of planning here, and I like it. I like the concept that he's trying to drive a wedge between the Bat family. He's using Jason in this way, specifically to kind of get at Batman in that kind of personal way because of the loss of Jason and all the history that he has with Jason Todd. And he's specifically doing this to try to turn people against Batman. But one thing I liked about this, Sean, is he said, "We both know you need my help. These fits of rage, the cerebral pain you're hiding, your brain is deteriorating." I thought this was an interesting concept. And granted, I don't read a lot of the current Batman stuff, so I don't know if this is a running theme with Jason or not. But it seems like there's actually a bigger issue at play with the character Jason right now.
He's always seemed to be kind of fucked in the head.
After coming back from the dead?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's, they said there was too much damage. Even the Lazarus Pit couldn't repair. Curious, though. Now, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember back, I don't even remember what issue it was, but remember back to Death in the Family when Jason died. this is-
Everybody called in to kill him because he
Well,
sucked.
yeah. First off, everybody voted for him to die. Which sadistic fans out there.
Yeah.
But going over this line, I thought this was kind of curious, and maybe this just goes to the manipulation he has with Jason right now. But he says, "Curious though, the day you lay dying in his arms, he didn't think to call me, his childhood friend and the best brain surgeon in the world. When Bruce cracked his own skull, mine was the first number he dialed." Now, here's the thing that I think there's a funny deception in this. One, if you think back to that storyline when Jason died, yeah, had the shit kicked out of him with the crowbar by the Joker, but then he was also blown up. I think he was kind of beyond the whole brain was the only issue.
Yeah.
So that read odd to me that when I'm thinking about that, I'm like, I don't think that was it. Like he was dying because he was blown up.
Get some Gorilla Glue? Fucking
stick him back together. And then when he says this, when Bruce cracked his own head wide open, mine was the first number he called. If you recall in Hush, he only called Hush because it was a subliminal message that Hush had put into his computer, remember?
Yeah.
Which is why he did it in the first place. So again, subtle manipulation, I think, as he's working on Jason here. And again, they still haven't explained why he's whispering, which I think is a cool touch on this. Hale Laura said Batman has done more to keep the Joker alive than Jason.
And they bring it up.
Yes. Yeah. And I like that. When I found out that was the story here, and you could really use Jason in that role of same thing with Barbara. And I said it from the get-go. The Joker did the worst things to Jason and to Barbara. And now you're getting him to a situation where you force Batman to choose with his ethics code or whatever you want to say to either let the Joker die or save his life. And of course, he made a decision, the right decision probably, in his mind and whatever, as a hero does, to save the life. But that is going to cause a chain reaction in the Bat family. You see it now with Jason, specifically working with Hush right now for whatever reason. And it might be a motivating thing that he needs Hush to be able to work on him, fix something within his brain. I don't know. But I think you're going to see something happen with Barbara as well, because we have seen the preview of, issue 162, where they show Batwoman or Batgirl and Batman fighting on the cover. So I feel like that's coming here sometime in the not too distant future. We have Rick Sala in the house.
Hell,
My
bro.
guy.
The common thread in all of my failed schemes is human stupidity. People are just too stupid to accept me as their leader.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. Batman is weak. Yeah. I mean, sometimes in this storyline, it's interesting how they're portraying Batman in this storyline.
As a cuck.
I wouldn't go that far, but I don't know. There's
Catwoman hasn't been shown yet, so
that's true. That's a good point. Like, we have not seen some of the major players yet, which makes me wonder when they're going to really start introducing this. By the way, let's do an aside here. If you guys follow Jim Lee on Facebook, he's always sharing art from the Hush series. Same thing with Alex Sinclair. He did another fold out, three cover fold out, right? That's got Batman surrounded by all of his rogues gallery as if he's leading them. So if we're heading down the path, and I said this before with Sean, just throwing out theories here, is it going to be something where his family is turned against him in a certain way, and he actually has to rally his rogues gallery to fight against Hush and the good guys, where Batman is leading the villains?
yeah.
I think that's a cool concept. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but the more and more I see some of this stuff starting to unfold, the more I kind of get excited and see where Jeff Loeb is going, and it's starting to come together. And I'm really digging this story. So I'm kind of over my whole disappointment of issue 158 at this point. I'm firmly on board with what's going on.
Yeah, I'm invested, man. I'm just a little disappointed by the first one because, before we went live, we were talking. I brought up how in the first 3 issues of the original Hush, we got way more story, way more happened. Even within the first issue, there was 2 to 3 beats of different stories within there. So
yeah,
it's up. Having this live up to that is probably blocking me from really enjoying it. But this issue kind of clears my palate a bit.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying from the get-go. I think that's the main reason why we had a slow start to this, because we hyped this up quite a bit. You know,
Yeah.
and if you watched our shows before this came out, we were hyping the hell out of this. You know, it's kind of hard to live up to those expectations. Mobig says, "I'm shocked. I'm in a shocking final
In
issue.
a shocking final
in a
issue.
shocking final issue by guest writer Tom King. Oh God,
Okay.
please no. By the way, shout out to the Core 20 in the house. Good to see you guys as always.
C2O.
So Jason says, nice. Did you add that last part for me or for the surveillance cameras? Because Bruce now has everything you are planning or heard everything you're planning. He says,
That's why he's quiet.
That's why he whispers. Which I think is an interesting dynamic, and I want to find out why that is. Which I'm assuming they're going to show here in a little bit. But now we got this mystery, and Bruce is...
Blacked out eyes.
The blacked out again, yeah. You know, and maybe it's just a stylistic thing. You know, I don't know. You know, I had a theory that maybe symbolism that Batman and Bruce really isn't seeing what's going on in front of him for some reason. That's why they're, you know, symbolizing the fact that, you know, his eyes aren't there, he's, you know, kind of blind or whatever. And it could just be the fact you save me some time. Heavy shadows.
Sure.
You know, artistically. So I don't know. But yeah, again with the blacked out eyes. He says, anything Hush said could be the truth or part of his twisted game. Where did they take the Joker? Is there something wrong with Jason? So a lot of things he's trying to figure out here. And it comes down to this scalpel. So he says, stole the car, left a single scalpel. Damascus steel. He knew you would remember. And you get this badass shot here.
Great shot. I like the pencil stage more.
I do too. Yeah.
More raw, more energy.
This came out pretty good, but yeah, the pencils that he posted on this I thought were very, very awesome, very solid. Had the kind of Jim Lee looseness, if you know what we're talking about. Like, yeah, everything's there. It's still tight, but he's got like this kind of loose energy that Jim's
like
pencils.
Like a tiger?
Tight like a tiger. But still badass. Like, altogether,
yeah.
I like this. You know,
great shot. A really good shot.
Love the cape. Like, just, yeah, lots of energy in there. But this all comes down to this Damascus steel. And so much like in the original Hush, we go back to the flashbacks between Thomas Elliot and Bruce Wayne, or just when Bruce was a kid. And I do like how Jeff Loeb kind of comes in here and says, I will always think of Wayne Manor as my father's house. I like that. That's cool. I like that line. It says, Tommy and I were there. I would play games there. Long story short, Tommy wanted the... Knowing back about what Tommy was all about when he was a kid, because he was a sadistic kid, and he wanted the scalpel. So Bruce is trying to get in there and steal the scalpel for Tommy because of the steel. And his dad walks in, and he's like, you know, typical parents, like, you know, this is very dangerous, particularly in the wrong hands. He's like, Tommy, the boy you took from Metropolis, he said scalpels are the finest in the world. And he's like, true. I have them made from special metal found in the Middle East, Damascus steel. And it's kind of this. What does this remind me of?
Dakota Blade.
Oh, there you go. I can see a smaller version, right?
Yeah.
Not the spear.
Yeah.
There you go. It says, you see how it's perfectly balanced. It will not slip during surgery. Wayne Corpse now crafts them from anyone who needs them. That's very kind of them. Bruce, being the nice kid that he was thinking like, hey, can we melt this down and make tin soldiers or metal steel soldiers for Tommy for his birthday? Wide-eyed kid thinking he was...
That's a great shot. That is beautifully
best friend there.
Illustrated or ink washed or
yeah. And
painted.
We've said this before. You know, anytime Jim Lee does this kind of style, it's just really good. He's really good at doing this kind of stuff. You know, like, yeah, this could be off of just, you know, you got the pencils and it's washed. You get the wash on the top of that. Like, I don't know. It's good. That's some of the best work I think that he does in this issue. Not saying that the rest of the stuff is bad, but like it seems like when he's doing this style, he's really into it. You know,
there's joy. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like he's really
you see the
enjoying
passion.
it.
Yeah.
And it's just you get to this and like, yeah, it's good, it's fine, it's Jim Lee, but not quite like this. Like this is impressive.
Yeah.
Rick says, Coke knives. Let's go. Let's go. I was expecting it to be terrible, and it wasn't. I wasn't disappointed. Oh, shit.
Nice.
Damn. Okay. Sheldon's in the house.
Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
It is. You know it. But no, you didn't like it then, huh? Okay. Okay. Well, hopefully it'll get you back on board here at some point. I do like this, though. It's like, my parents My parents were murdered. The toy soldiers were never made. Don't know why. That's not even funny. It's supposed to be serious, but coming off of this scene, I don't know why. I got a little bit of chuckle out of it.
You're kind of a sadistic dude.
I guess I'm kind of sadistic too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like, he knew I would remember. And now we get Jim Gordon being brought into this. Now here we go.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G. Thinking back of all the stuff that has gone on now that, you know, with what the Joker has done to certain characters. We talked about Jason Todd. We talked about Barbara Gordon. Now we get this Jim Gordon being brought into the mix with all this. And I think this is cool because, again, it's showing you what is Hush's overall game here. Break up the Batman's allies, right? Put them in a tough situation of why the choice that he made, the consequences of his decision are going to come back and haunt them, and it's going to hurt the people that he loves the most or cares about the most in this situation. We see this right now. I love this scene here with Jim Gordon as he's going to be watching this scene from issue 158, Sean. Which is, if you guys didn't know, this is a recording when the Joker was all strung up in the funhouse, and Batman has to make that decision from the beginning if he's going to save his life or if he's going to let him die. And
I didn't know if you wanted me to recoup it. I apologize.
Yeah, that's why I give the pause.
Oh, sorry,
that was me throwing it to you. You know, I even said Sean as the marker. You know, like
well, sometimes
that's how you do it professionally. You know,
I
was setting it up.
Okay, sorry, Pippin.
Go for it.
Oh, so yeah. No, fuck it. You go. No, get out of here. Go for it. Go for it.
All right, I guess I'm going for it.
Yeah, go for it.
It repeats the lines from issue 158. And basically you get to see Gordon's reaction as he's seeing Batman make this choice to save the sadistic clown. Now, the funny thing is that Gordon once stopped Batman, maybe more than once in the history or whatever, but in the Hush series at least, stopped Bruce from killing the Joker in the alleyway there after he thought that Thomas Elliot had been killed, the Catwoman was hurt, and the Gordon was the one that stopped him from going and crossing that line. And so now you get to see the repercussions of all that years later as we're in a similar situation with Batman and the Joker, but now instead of trying to take his life, he's saving his life. I like the what would that be? The contrast of those two situations with Gordon as he's facing this. And I love the fact he's just like, no, like, you know, anybody else. When you see Batman do this. I love that writing. Like, that's the kind of stuff that's really pulling me into the story, because you're like, man, Jeff Loeb is really going all out to make Batman kind of a villain in the eyes of the people that care about him the most, you know?
Yeah, betraying them after everything they went through or been going through because of this fucking clown.
Now you gotta wonder, would this still be happening if Alfred was still alive? I haven't been reading the books. You know, I know that they killed off Alfred, Tom King, or whoever it was, killed Alfred in the whole Bane War story arc or whatever that was. But, you know, Alfred was always kind of like a moral compass, right? Or someone that could give sage advice to Bruce. And I kind of wonder, is he just kind of... a
loose cannon?
Yeah, kind of loose, kind of lost without Alfred there to kind of give that advice. Would he be doing some of the things he's doing if Alfred was still around to kind of... you know, rope him in a little bit or make him think about his decisions, his actions? And of course you get the Mission Impossible explosion and they just take out Gordon. So here's another concept that we're about to get into with Nigma, is that there are attacks all around on the Bat family besides just Bruce being kind of separated from the rest of the characters. There's a big play going on, right? Like, there's something really big going on right now, and that's why I like to see where Jeff is going to go with it and how he's going to reveal this, because it's more than just kind of the simple story I thought it was when we first started reading it. It's like this channel when I'm not around. That is true.
We'll fix that, buddy.
Yeah,
we need you.
We need you. You know, you don't have to do every show, but at least Otten stuff.
Yeah, at least
Otten stuff. You know, but
Thursdays, 8 p.m.
Thursdays
Eastern
at 8.
Standard Time.
Yeah, we need you, man.
Help us, Mo Biggs. You're only one.
Your only hope.
Your only hope.
Maybe that's the video I should make.
Ooh.
Yeah,
When
find
we
a
get dressed
way.
up in like buns and shit. Like,
We could do that.
uh,
Or could find a way to manipulate the actual footage a little bit and get like
there's
the
that.
well, what do you use for your icon? Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
Darkness.
Darkness.
Black and bitter, like I like my women's souls.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Without Alfred, Batman will fill the house out with a little. Oh jeez.
Oh wow.
Oh okay.
He's just collecting like
He's
random fucking orphans.
Just like, come on, I got you.
Yo, that's why Wayne Enterprises never goes to Africa.
Oh shit, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to stock up an army. Like, if one of them gets killed like Jason, I'll just plug the other one in. I'm like,
Go get-
you're up, number
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
We go over to the clock tower here, where the last time we saw Nightwing and Batgirl, apparently Edward Nygma, the Riddler, just walked right in, and he's all decked out in what I thought was actually a pretty cool costume. Everybody else roasted it. But
Bed
he's
Bath
looking-
and Beyond Riddler.
I think he's looking more badass than he has before, but he just shows up because if you remember in the original Hush, he was actually the mastermind behind everything. He was the one that figured out identities and worked with Hush and all this stuff. So he still knows this. And to his credit, he's kept it secret this entire time. He didn't rat anybody out. You gotta wonder what his motivation is.
Yeah, I like secrets.
But this is the first time that Dick and Barbara are kind of figuring this out. He's like, so not only know Batman's personal identity, he says, but I know yours and Babs. In fact, all of your Bat family secrets, apparently, Enigma knows about. What time is it when an elephant sits on a fence? An elephant? Never mind. I'm horrible at riddles, so I was kind of disappointed they didn't give the punchline to that.
Yeah.
Does anybody know?
Yeah.
In the chat, I don't even care if it's real. Make one up.
Yeah,
Mo,
Mo, please.
Yeah, I'm looking for you. Give me the answer to that riddle. Let's see. Never mind. I'd be more concerned that if I know, then who else knows? It's a good point.
Boom, it's there.
All right, what we got? Time to get in. Oh, well, dude, that actually
That
makes
makes sense.
100% sense.
That's logical.
I wish I had thought about that. That's why I'm not that smart. That's why we need you in the chat more often. Keep us. Bring up the IQ of the show.
Yes.
That's what we need.
Why does Michael and Rob get you?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have the cool accents, but
Nah, mine's okay. Like,
yeah, but you get the Jersey accent,
Yeah.
I guess that's
Like, we love those guys, but like,
yeah. I mean,
kind of jealous.
what does it take? Is what we're saying.
Mhm.
Let's look at you like a free agent, right?
Yes. You want feed pics?
Yeah. What do you need? Hush says none of us are safe. Or he says, Hush, none of us are safe. I need to get to Jason. Oh, that's right, because I forgot in the last issue, Nygma actually told them that Jason was working for Hush. That was something they didn't know. And so his main goal is to figure out what's going on with Jason. He says, I can solve that riddle, but going there is exactly what Hush wants. You need to stay together. This is the funny thing. This is the trope you see in horror movies all the time, right? Where you're like, just stick together. Stronger together. Don't separate, because that's what the killer wants. He's going to pick you off one by one. And I feel like they set it up like that, and they immediately fall for it.
Yeah.
He brings up a really great question. He says, how can you be in two places at once? And when he says that, we get Barbara gets, I don't know if she gets a message or if she gets a tweet or something, but she instantly is like, I have to go. And Enigma's like, you're playing into his games. And she's like, I don't care. It's my dad.
love this shot.
Great shot.
Yeah. And it's powerful. Like, when she's like, it's dad, it's like, I got you, girl.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so Hush is using emotion, right? Fear, emotion, and this is the worst. I thought about this. This is what every hero worries about when you have your identity revealed, right? Then your loved ones are now in danger because they can be used to get to you. They can be harmed, they can be killed, whatever, to get to you. And we're kind of seeing that now play out in this storyline, specifically with Barbara Gordon and Jim Gordon, as she just drops everything. Her training, her mission, whatever it is that she's focused on, her dad's in danger, and she's gone. you know. So you really played on that emotion. Granted, she's a female, you know, I get it. So,
Well,
shout out to my females out there. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, just take out your family and you're good.
Yeah. Time to get a new offense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're just the dumb ones. Okay.
We're just.
I think it's the question mark over the eye looks retarded. So you don't like
Yeah.
that? I thought that was cool.
It's too much
I
trying to
don't
look like
know.
a cholo. It doesn't. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I'm literally the only one that thinks that design is cool.
Yeah.
Because when I first saw it, I thought everybody was going to think the way I did. And I'm like, oh, look
Chlorophyll.
at this. And
More like
everyone's,
chlorophyll.
everyone's like, that's stupid. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, well, hurt my feelings, I guess. Okay. Each of you, so here's the biggest thing right here. It says each of you has at least one person you care deeply. And then Achilles' heel, that's where he'll apply the pressure. My wonder on this is, what is Batman's one person? Is it Dick? Is it Jason? It would have been Alfred probably. But
Maybe
Alfred's
Damien.
dead. Damien, that's right.
That's his son.
Yeah, that's a good point. That could be another one.
But does he love the pussy more than he loves his illegitimate kid?
Catwoman.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
You always have a new kid. Sorry, that's horrible. But
Were you Omni-Man now?
which one's Omni-Man?
Isn't that the Invincible one?
Oh yeah.
When he's just like, I'll just, when he's beating the
maybe.
hell out of Invincible, he's like, I'll just, make
I
another
am
one.
alien adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mo Big says it would be better if the Riddler was wearing a flannel only buttoned at the neck. Then he opens it and he has a giant question mark drawn on his wife beater in a magic marker. Now we're talking.
That's a That's a Joe. That's mi gente.
I like
Primos.
that. I like that.
On paper.
Here's a theory I'm wondering about.
Tell me.
I mean, you mentioned this a few weeks back, and I'm just gonna bring it back into light if anybody forgot.
So smart.
So Alfred's dead, and we know that could be an Achilles heel for Bruce if he was alive. What if Alfred was brought back somehow? Lazarus Pit. They find a way to bring Alfred back because, what is Batman without Alfred? He's been dead for a little while. You got to bring him back at some point. They're not just going to permanently have that character gone. What better way to bring him back than the Lazarus Pit? And in this storyline where they use him as a pawn in this greater mind game, this mind fuck that they have against, that Hush has against Bruce.
He's the MacGuffin where the Bat family tries to stop him from doing it.
Now that
just
would be
because you can, you shouldn't.
That would be interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it's something you brought up a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, that's brilliant.
I am smart.
Pretty smart.
Yes.
I can't read today. Wayne Med Tower, one of my father's many legacies. Now somehow it is embroiled in my war with Tommy Elliott. As he's going here because he's trying to figure out this whole scalpel thing. And he runs into this suspicious chick working at, I don't know, who knows what time of night it is. And I love her reaction here. It just kind of sets everything off right off the bat. Like, you don't have to be the greatest detective in the world to realize the way she's acting here is kind of odd. Where she's like, oh, I was not expecting anyone, especially you. I've heard of the Batman, of course, but didn't think you were real. How can I help you?
Little sus.
Yeah, just right off the bat.
That's a very Adam's face. And I know she's going to tell me I'm wrong, but I still love you, Kayla. Like, there's like an Art Adams Gen 13 chick.
Oh, yeah.
Like no, Sean, you won't. So I love you.
She is back now. She survived swimming with the sharks again.
I didn't know she went away when she's like, oh, the turtle's back. I'm going to go. And I picture her go,
this scalpel was made here. There should be a serial number. It's missing. I really like this because I like the care and detail that Jim Lee is putting into the gloves. Remember the first Hush? It was all about the boots.
Yeah.
You know,
the treads.
All about the tread on the boots. And I feel like this time around, it's all about his gauntlets and his gloves. Like, look at the detail and all the stuff, just the different things in here,
See,
like,
I'll
like
take those little nuances and aesthetic touches than missing some stuff that's, I don't say not as dynamic, but not as aesthetically appealing, like artistically appealing,
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I dig that kind of stuff. Mobig says a chick actually working, that is suspicious, especially in an office setting.
Right?
Yeah.
If you catch my
Yeah.
drift. Unless she's on the casting couch.
A Riddler would be a dope crack dealer. You'd have to answer a riddle to get your rock. Now, dude,
That
now
would be
you're
cool.
talking, man.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I do feel like he's drawing the ears a little bit shorter than he did the first time around.
Maybe more of a forehead, or I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
that's interesting. That's something to ponder.
Well, we
Or
saw
pontificate.
pontificate, if you will. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we saw.
Follow. Sorry, I apologize.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say follow Art T Bear.
Art T Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. I agree.
Bucket Woman?
He's wearing this kind of pseudo Batman '85, but throwback to a classic looking Batman with the yellow symbol and everything, because his original costume or the costume in the story got all ate up by the piranha. So it's a kind of a cool way to introduce a new version of the costume. And yeah, maybe the ears for some specific reason. Maybe he's pulling off a little bit more of the Frank Miller, shorter. But then again, maybe it's just that because they look long. I don't know. Good thought, Jaylee. Anyway, he was right about this chick. He's like, everything about this woman is a lie. The name, the accent. Is she in the league with Hush? No, my friends call me Armor. That's your first and final.
I'm
warning.
gonna sue.
Oh, that's right. Hashtag don't
tread on Sean's book.
Type 1 book.
Back type 1.
Yeah, back type 1. Do that.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the other book where we're like, I'm gonna sue?
Oh yeah, because they ripped us both off. Who was it?
Yeah. Oh, Superman.
Oh, that's right.
Fucking
Yeah.
Aliens.
Yeah, absolute Superman ripping us both off, bastards.
That's how much of an appeal Art and stuff has had.
That's it. I want our money. Anytime a woman who is not surprised when she sees Batman walk through the door or walk through the window and then calls herself Armor. This is pretty. You don't need, like I say, you don't need to be the greatest detective, the world's greatest detective, to figure out that there's something wrong with this chick. I do like this. Shades of Warblade.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like Shades of Warblade. Shout out to Warblade Wildcats. Let's go.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be friends. Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah. She said, you're the detective thing, or you're doing the detective thing just like he said you would. So this is, Hush set her up, obviously, really informed her of everything that he was going to do, one step ahead of Batman, as he seems to always be. So is she a robot, an android, more like human with improvements, as she's starting to kind of, doesn't really kick his ass. He
just hits him in the dick.
I was going to say, he handles her pretty easily, I have to say. All you need is a respondometer? That gadget that controls metal and the right surgeon.
Hey, are her fonts a different color?
Yeah.
Okay, just wonder if my eyes are.
But they go
already.
blue once she does this, because she was
normal
there, and then once she kind of goes all metal T1000 Warblade-ish, they turn to like this blue, which is kind of cool. I like it.
I like it. Yeah.
And the tone of the voice changes. How long has she been embedded here? How far back did Hush plan this? I like the fact that you're really making Batman think, like, how long has this been? This revenge tour that Hush is doing. How long has it been? Parker Luck, what's name? Matt Bird. What's going on, man?
Nice.
It's a long sentence to say there. Good to see you, Matt. Says Alfred dead because of being editorially mandatory. What? Editorially mandatory, like Peter Parker and Mary Jane. Can't be married. Do either of you know an answer in that way? No idea.
No.
I think it was just Tom King was like, let's do something shocking.
Yeah.
Let's kill off Alfred in the Bane War. That's what I think. I don't know.
Okay, I love this shot. It reminds me of a shot from the comic adaptation of the Batman '89 movie by Jerry Ordway.
I could see
or even
that.
from the movie itself. Like, it's just.
I wonder if that's not like a homage or anything, but just I wonder if he had that kind of in his mind.
Oh, I would love to see Jerry Ordway ink that page. Just the textures he used. God, sorry. Oh, artsy stuff.
Mo Big says it. And when they answer the riddle, he doesn't even give them the drugs. He just gives them an anti-drug lecture, Danny Nigma. Now that would be brutal.
Yeah.
So we get to see Jeff Loeb, I thought, was always really good at using Batman's toys, his gadgets and all that kind of stuff for the storyline. It says she has to concentrate on her form. I need to break that as he throws just this little bomb or whatever it is. Need to break her. Oh shit, damn. It's sexual. I'm just saying.
Healing.
Who knows the last time he got laid?
Mm.
Where is he? Where is Hush? And now we get to the point. This is where the book is starting to kind of pick up. Now, when I originally read this, I didn't know how to take the end of this book, the scene and where we're going. But after talking to Sean and seeing how he kind of enjoyed this, I was like, okay, I'll give you my issues why I think this is weird, but why it does work. Hush isn't in league with her. Oh, isn't in her league. Okay. Or is she? That is a French word, armory. What?
Her name.
Wasn't it just armor?
I don't know.
I'm confused. I'm always confused. I don't know what to do. Squirrel. Batman would be cooler if instead of those ears, replace them with beer holders.
Facts.
Setting trends. I like that. That kick pose is a little stiff. Yeah, but it's so it doesn't have like and I thought the same thing too, like it doesn't have like the dynamic kind of Marvel way, kick to it. But it does, when Sean brought up the fact that it kind of reminds him of the 89 adaptation. If you guys have ever seen that or read it before, the book came out and they made a graphic novel of the book, and Jerry Ordway was the artist. He also did Batman Returns, I believe. He did both of them, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so it's got that kind of more realistic. This is more of a realistic post.
Yeah, it's stiff, but yeah.
And to me, it's stiff because it's more realistic. It's not leaning into the dynamic of the comic book, really extend, really twist, Marvel way aesthetic. So I
more of a snapshot of what's going on.
Yeah. We get introduced again. Oh, never mind. I forgot.
Same panel layouts as the beginning to the previous scene.
Very interesting. I wonder. See, it's funny. Like I did not catch it, but yeah, there we go. The same thing. Batman climbing up the building. We got the inset panel, and then it's not even an anchor panel.
Great storytelling. Like when I saw that, what?
Yeah, there you go.
It clicked. I re-looked at the scene, the previous one, and I was like, fucking brilliant storytelling. I thought it was awesome.
It's
funny. I'm putting in my tricks.
You catch stuff like that, and it kind of glazes over me, especially when I'm reading. Like if I'm just looking at the art, it's one thing. When I'm actually trying to read the book, sometimes a lot of that stuff gets missed. So great pointing that out.
Nah, I mean, I'm awesome.
That's what you do here,
That's why I'm here.
Dick found Jason very easily. Jason's kind of annoyed that it's not Bruce, as he says that right there. And see, here's the thing I don't get about this. If you remember the fight that they had in the last issue, Jason says right now, he says, Bruce shot me with a gun. Like, yeah, that did happen, but Jason, you were shooting at him before he shot the gun back.
And he shot you with your hand shooting the gun. He did.
That's right.
Isn't that what it was? Like
Well, he shot the mask to make sure it was actually Jason.
Correct.
Because he was alluding back to the time when Clayface impersonated Jason, and he wanted to make sure that he wasn't being duped again. And so he just grazed the helmet, the Red Hood helmet, to expose his face a little bit. But he says this all here like, Bruce shot me with a gun. Mm-hmm. He's like, what? I don't believe you. I don't care. Like, all right, just calm down, man. You're coming off a little bitchy, I have to say.
I think he needs a Snickers.
That's what it is. Blood sugar's low.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, everybody always likes, why is Sean here? Everyone's always like, why is Sean here? And this is why I said, wait and find out. There's got to be a reason.
Yo, I love you. Yo, this is awesome. This is great. Thank you.
Sean is a man. That's why his comic is going to be great. That's a fact.
Thank
Don't
you,
be
bro.
a
I
bum
appreciate
back
it.
type one. Let's
Yes,
go.
yes. Let's go.
Let's go.
Cool.
So they start to fight. And I think this is okay. Am I wrong on this? I always thought that Dick was the most skilled of all the Robins.
As far as I was aware, or I was to believe, maybe Jason's on that super Lazarus dopiness shit.
And maybe that's it, because I remember Jason was supposed to be like the least skilled. Like he was less skilled than Dick.
That's why they killed him, because he sucked.
Yeah, and then Tim came around, and Tim was really skilled.
Yeah.
And almost rivaling, right?
Riveling,
right? Whatever the word is. Almost up there in Dick's abilities and skills. Oh wow!
You ever thought you would say that?
I never thought I would say that one. Yeah. Well, here we are, though.
Hey,
2025.
Happy June, right?
Yeah. Canceled. But no, I was just wondering that, because I feel like so far Jason kind of gave it to Batman a little bit in the last issue, and now he's kind of doing the same thing to Dick Grayson here.
Is it the Lazarus Pit? Is he on Venom? Is he on something?
Know. Maybe they've just hyped his character up so much since he's come back. They had to make him.
Or he's just fucking hungry. He just wants to fucking brutally beat the shit out of it. Like, look, that's why I respect Spite. Like Spite could go a long way. It could fuel you to do some things that you're not normally able to do.
Great points.
I respect. Yeah, I love this side eye of the Joker. Who's like,
yeah, we're just kind of waking up here.
He's like,
So yeah, I know when they brought Jason back, the Red Hood and all that stuff, like he's got skills. Like obviously he got better, but I just think that he's just not in the same league category as Batman or Dick Grayson. That's just me personally. So I wanted to throw that out there, because I feel like he's almost too much of an issue for both Batman and Dick Grayson in back-to-back issues to be handling this guy, right? Like that's just what I feel like. I'm taking care of you if I have to, or I'm taking you even if I have to carry you out. And we get a shot here. The boys
sounds
are
like
fighting.
my 21st birthday.
Famous last words. I like Jason slowly go to hell, and we get the reveal of the Joker is feeling good, because I mean he was pretty fucked up the last time we kind of saw him.
So okay.
So we need to talk about that a little bit.
What did they pump him in with?
Had to
Why
be
is
something.
it such a gay show? What?
It's June, man. Let's go.
June.
Canceled.
So, like, why is he like this? And why is fucking Dead Boy all about kicking the other guy's ass? Like, what is it? Like, why are they? Like, is it adrenaline? Is it Venom? Is it like super duper comic book fucking Spite? Like, what's up? Like,
I don't know. But gotta have some theories here about the Joker. But first, Mo Big says, "All right, we get it. You prefer Dick. I do. Clip that. There's no denying that. Prefer Dick over Jason. Let's go. Clip. We do see this gnarly version of the Joker. I mean, and I feel like I don't feel like this is a stylistic way of drawing the Joker just because Jim Lee was bored. I feel like there's a reason why the Joker has a different look than he did in 158. He looks way more ripped.
Oh, dude.
You know what I'm saying? He looks like he's been hitting the gym. He's still slim, don't get me wrong, but he looks like he's been hitting the gym. He's put on like 15 pounds of muscle at least. And he's back. Because remember, 2 issues ago, or last issue, his inner organs and shit were all fucked up. He was dying.
Broken.
His jaw was broken. He was shutting down. And now here we are, and he's looking better than ever.
You know what? He looks like those classic ads from like the 60s of like the weight lift. Yes. Oh, like the weightlifters on the beach, like they would be like this, like those photos with like curly mustaches, like so it's like there's something going on.
I love the art. I just love the way Jim Lee drew that pose. Man, that's great.
That's a tough pose. You know, the symmetry
is.
and everything.
Yeah.
Like, that's great.
He's about to kick in sand. Wait, he's about to kick sand in Jason's face. There you go.
There you go. Kick rocks, right?
Kick rocks.
Am I
Let's
right?
go. But yeah, that's good. Again, good page turns, good cliffhangers. Because the last scene of Batman ended with this, and if you guys remember, this is Silence.
Moana.
Yeah, or not Moana. Maui. It's Maui. Yeah, in the DC universe. And he's a guy that's almost like Deathbolt. Maybe not that powerful, but when he speaks, it's loud as shit. You know, I like how the special effects and everything show this off in the comic as he's slowly talking, just one word at a time. But I like how they do this.
Black Bolt.
What'd I say?
Deathbolt.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Cool name.
I'm gonna take it. Let's go. Deathbolt. I like it. It says hard to think. His voice emits hypersonic, specifically my design. Oh, I didn't catch that before. It said specifically his design.
Yeah.
Like Bruce's, like Hush stole Bruce's design, huh? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I read this 2 weeks ago, so I forgot some of this.
He was in the cave a couple times.
Oh, that's true. I guess yeah, good point. Which makes it even more interesting if he's got all this gear that he's going to start using against that. That ups the ante too. Says I used them back on Killer Croc in the first encounter of Hush. Okay, good throwback. I like how Jeff Loeb is doubling back to the original a lot and really tying it all together.
Feet.
Tommy is feet. Tommy has changed the game. Instead of working with Gotham's criminal element, he has surgically created his own enemies or allies. I like this. The first one, we had the Rogues Gallery, and that was great. I think we're going to see a lot of the Rogues Gallery in this one as well, but they're doing their best to introduce some new characters. We have Warrior, we have Silence. Who else, who knows what else is going to happen. But if Hush is using these abilities to enhance his own kind of villain gallery, I think that's cool. And the opportunity to bring in new characters and new villains, which you need, man. I mean, how many times do we talk about, like, they don't create new characters anymore? New heroes, new villains. Like, they really don't. It's become stagnant, Yeah. And I like that Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee are going out, and regardless if you think it looks like Maui or whatever, like, it's at least you got something new.
They're trying. They're putting the college.
Yeah. Whatever I've built, there's always a fail-safe because he's smart. So he knocks out the sound.
You know why?
Why?
He's Batman.
I'm Batman. Not feeling the blue. You don't like that? Okay. I like it because it's unique to just when he's talking, right? And it's, I don't know, like it just gives something. I don't know. I dig it though. I dig it.
It reminds me of the second Batman with the cell phone thingy because of the sonics, the sound waves of like the whatever. I don't know, it is.
Yeah, I could see that. So he's able to turn off Silence's voice here, which I do like this character. Like I know we're making fun of him and all this kind of stuff with Maui and this and that, but I do like the character.
There's some people I wish I had that power with.
Name names.
No. They're bullies.
So that was Hush's first mistake. The second was not expecting. I had made some improvements of my own. Oh, shit.
Ooh.
I love this, though. I love the fact that you're gearing up. You're thinking that he's, like, overcoming some stuff, right? He's like, I'm Batman. I'm the goddamn Batman. I've made some improvements. And he pulls out, like, these, spiked knuckles or, brass knuckles or whatever. And he just does nothing to this dude. And this is great. This is great. Like, the form here, the arm, the lighting on this.
I'm with you.
Vintage Jim Lee. And I do like, you could have gone maybe with a different punching motion. I do think it's interesting that he chose to
works.
do. It works. I like it. It works. It's something you don't see very often, right?
It's like an upper hook.
Yeah, and if you think how people draw characters punching, there's so many different, like, stereotypical or standard ways you might draw the punch or the action or the force or whatever. I feel like Jim Lee kind of put some thought, like, let me put an angle that you don't normally see you know, in this
Well,
punch.
he's
And
reaching too.
I was just saying the character is obviously, you know, a good couple feet taller than Batman, and he's going right for that throat. So I mean, I like the whole idea about it. I saw this panel and I was just like, that's sick.
And I
The
don't
face
believe
is
we've
good. I
seen
love
him
the
as
face.
impervious. Looks like Michael Jackson a little bit, but I don't remember seeing him as impervious prior, unless in the issue 2 issues prior, there was something like like just fighting a big dude. But
Well, he's only really been used when he took the Joker.
yeah,
That's it. And he handled the Joker. I mean, it's the Joker, but he just handled the Joker in 2 seconds. So this is the first time you're really getting a sense of what this character is besides just his voice. Most of it, I appreciate that even though this dude's voice is excruciating, they resisted the urge to make Batman yell, Hush 2! I like that.
I mean,
And then he punches him right in the dick.
yeah, I'll punch your kid in the dick.
He's like, if the throat doesn't work, I'll punch you in the dick. Let's go. It's like hitting a brick wall, but harder. Now, I really love this. This one, not so much. What I miss?
Mo.
Oh. I'm glad it was Bruce throwing that punch, and we didn't have to hear Joe say Dick going for that throat.
Yo, you need to make the short videos of Mo from tonight.
Yeah, I gotta figure out something. There's got to be something good though.
No, I mean, like the YouTube reel shits you do.
Oh yeah, the shorts, the YouTube shorts.
Yeah, shorts. Yeah.
Doing all of just Mo Biggs jokes there. I like that. Butterbin. Oh, what? Butterbin overhand. Better.
Butterbean.
Butterbean. Oh, Butterbeans. I can't.
Yeah.
I dig the overhand look. Butterbean overhand.
A hook.
All
Yeah.
right. John Snowden's in the house. Member of the channel.
Nice.
I've been listening, watching, and cooking. I literally sups up. I like that.
What are you cooking?
Yeah, I was just saying, what are you making? I got
What's
dinner
cooking?
waiting for me I think my wife was making dinner right before I came down. Late dinner,
Nice.
late weekend dinner. Okay, sequence pages here. Love this. Great. Not so much that, not that it's drawn bad. It's good.
What, this?
Yeah, it's drawn good.
Yeah.
The angle and everything, I thought could have been a little bit different or a little bit better. I would show something different.
Like
I don't know, just a different angle. But again, like I feel like Jim Lee's the kind of guy, he's bored drawing certain things, so he wants to kind of experiment to put the camera in a different place,
He's drawn everything under the book.
Yeah, so I think this is just kind of one of those things where he's just like, what can I do that's different? And he did it. I don't really dig it as much as this. Like, this was great, and just specifically the form of silence there. I just love that. And then this is good too. I love it. Again, back to just catching the kick. I love the impact lines here. You really get the sense he just stopped that kick midair with ease.
Is this too green?
There's a lot of green in there.
I mean, like the overlay of it, like with the browns and like the.
Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, there's something with Sinclair's palette on this book that hasn't blown my skirt up.
It's not Wildstorm.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not Wildstorm. There's something about it. It's a little different than what I've seen him do in the past.
Yeah.
Especially the sequential work. Like the last real thing I remember Jim doing that I followed was Superman Unchained. And I thought that was great. I thought everything about that book was great.
Yeah. Except for the haircut. That's about it.
What was it? It was 7-issue series or something like that, or 6-issue series.
Something like that.
But it was good. That was solid. That was fun. I dug it. And that was the last like really good thing I remember this team doing, or Jim Scott and Sinclair. And this, yeah, I don't know if I'm digging all the palettes, because there has been a lot of green in this entire 3 issues so far.
Yeah. Maybe brown?
Yeah, maybe. Peppers and onions, sweet and spicy chicken for some taco. Oh,
nice,
man.
Love tacos.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant. I love the sequence though. Okay, love this. I just have to say, I want to geek out on some art for a second.
Go for it, because I'm after you on that one.
Both of these panels, one, the impact here. I'm not a fan of the blur. You guys know that, but it works. But just the the speed lines, all of this texture drawing. This
Mhm.
is where I think Scott and Jim, I feel like they're hitting a stride. At least Scott is getting into more Scott lines, I guess.
Yes.
The impact there. But this pose right here could be one of my favorite poses in comics, whether it's someone hitting or someone lifting something up. But this
Yeah.
takes me right back to my childhood of this form right here, with the shoulders and the head, disappearing into the chest, and you just got the obliques. What is this called? I don't know. But I love this. There's just something I feel like Jim Lee just kind of reached back into his tool bag and put some classic poses here. And I love the fact that you did the heavy light on the back. You get to darken this out. You get the eyes. You get the teeth, the grit, the whatever this is, whether it's a tattoo or just veins, cracking through the black. So that's really making everything pop. It's veiny. Really veiny. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm geeking out about. You tell me what you see.
Everything you just said, I highly suggest check out his. I think it was on his Instagram. He showed the black and white to this.
Oh, I need to check that out. I haven't
So
seen
you
that.
could see like stands the color, like you could see the actual gradation of everything, and it's just like, gosh, like that's a great shot, like artsy
That's
fartsy
awesome.
shit. Like I hope they do, another art type of unwrap fucking thing.
Unwrapped? Yeah.
Yeah, like
I would love an unwrapped, just a
lot
pencil
more
version of
misses,
this.
lot more misses than hits, but for those hits, they're there. Like these two panels right there.
Veiny like bat wings. There you go.
There you go.
Big veiny triumphant bastard. That's
Facts.
right. The more gritty, the better. I agree.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I saw this and I was just like, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love everything about it, man. Even this, like the cape. You kind of got like.
That's
the
even more like
Sylvestriisms,
volume 2. I mean, volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
Oh, okay. Did you see the interview with Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb, the DC?
Oh, you mean that fucking that fire call that they had to do just because people were like me?
Yeah, it might have been that. Maybe they're
Yeah.
getting some negative reactions, and they were like, "Let's get out there and talk about it." But
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that up because Jim Lee said something really interesting in that show about how he's kind of approaching drawing this, and I was like, it makes perfect sense because I can see this. Where he's like, I'm going to spend more time on the impactful stuff, and he's like, and maybe not so much time. He didn't say specific. I'm paraphrasing here. Maybe not so much time on some of the just like the filler, and I can see that this time around. So like we hold Jim Lee to a bar, but I feel like he really does this and he puts work into panels like this and this whole sequence that we just saw. Really awesome. The lines are there. It's great, And then we get to the Bane appearance, which we're going to talk about here in a second. But as soon as he said that in the interview, I was like, it makes sense because I'm looking at stuff like this. I'm like, this is badass. Like all the shit that we complained about, and you can nitpick, you can pick the nits, whatever you want to call it. But because everybody will. You can be like, oh, this doesn't look this is off, blah blah blah. But I'm thinking like sequences like this, Jim Lee is coming out and doing his thing.
Yeah. Like, look, I love this. Like, I got a 4-incher right now. Just look at this. But like, this is dumb fun. Like, you see, like Bane, he's like, and then,
it's like the Batman and Robin Bane.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it reminds me.
But
Not
it's
so much
cool. Like it's
very
good.
cool. I like it.
It's genuinely good. Like it's really good. Great form, great gesture. The structure, the detail, the composition, the planes of everything. Like it's such a great shot.
Bane looks awesome. Love the posing. Love the art. I love this pose here by Silence. This is just beautifully drawn. There's good flow to all this. The only thing I don't like is Damien looks like a chick.
Oh, he looks like my niece.
Yeah, he's a little
Shout
too
to
feminine.
Cynthia. Yeah,
a little too feminine in this drawing. And that happens sometimes when you're drawing kids. I don't know, but that's
kids
the
are
only
tough,
thing.
man.
Yeah, it's the only thing I didn't like, but everything else in this panel on the entire page is good. Like structure and everything. So this is where I think maybe Jim Lee hadn't done a lot of sequential art in a while. He's feeling his way through issue 158, seen some improvements in 159. I feel like 160 has been another step up. So I feel like we're getting there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just a slow ramp up to getting more of the solid Jim Lee stuff. Because I look at stuff like this, I'm like, this is vintage Jim Lee to me.
Oh
You know?
yeah, night and day from the fucking Suicide Squad run.
Oh yeah.
Like even Justice League was really really good. The rendering to be, I didn't like it that much, rendering wise.
Yeah,
But the
Justice
forms, the
League wasn't
structure,
my
the
favorite.
panels, the
Yeah.
panels, the storytelling, great shit. Just the rendering was really different.
Yeah, that was probably not my favorite stuff, and not because it was bad. It was just I don't know. There was just something about that's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely looks dope. Level up moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Hell yes.
Was this on
Yes,
purpose?
Let's go. What do you mean?
Like the whole low bar and then boom, like how Todd's like, you give him like 2 or 3 boring issues, and then you give him a big splash or double
Maybe.
page, and yeah.
Maybe. I mean, Jim Lee, I was gonna watch that interview here, and it was longer, so I decided not to because we got to look at the book. But the way he was talking about like how he was drawing the book, and maybe as part of that is like we're gonna go real impactful with the things that need to be impactful, so that it pops out more. I don't know. It could be a philosophy. I really have no idea.
Because if you look at the fight between Dick and Jason, like the fight itself, good, really good illustration, but like it's kind of lackluster and bland,
That's a good point. And then you get to this fight scene, I feel like it's a huge step up with everything.
Yeah.
So maybe maybe they needed this fight scene to be more impactful. And so Jim specifically drew the fight between Jason and Dick as good, but nothing spectacular, so that this really pops. And it's all philosophy, art philosophy. Like Rich says, bitch getting dragged by his hair. Yeah, I saw that. Bane just comes in and he's just like, come with me, or you come with me. Grabs his hair and just drags him away. But here's the thing, like out of the blue, Damian just shows up with Bane. That's the thing we haven't even talked about yet.
Nah.
Like Batman's struggling against silence here, not doing a damn thing, and then right off the bat, Damian shows up and he's got Bane in tow. Like he's like Bane's like his sidekick or taking orders and stuff. And he's like, "What are you doing here with Bane?" He says, "I'm helping you." And he's like, "I don't need your help." It's typical Batman thing to say. And he's like, "Bane, don't let him speak." Like right off the bat, it's like, "I guess we're friends now."
Yeah.
Because he had turned off his audio block, which meant that he would be able to speak again. And you see Bane do his thing, and what does he say? Oh, okay. So back here, Damian with Bane have to risk being able to hear him. Who can I trust in all of this? Every maneuver calculated, exactly how Tommy plays, and then you get this check, and we're about to end this issue here with Hush coming in, and he's got Damian. He says, "It's a shame you can't be in 2 places at once. You have other knights in jeopardy. Any way to play this, Bruce? 3 Robins die tonight." Ba-da-boom! That's a hell of a cliffhanger right there.
Yeah.
Because you think of how he set this up. So when you think of this, he said 3 Robins died tonight. We knew that Jason was working with Hush, but again, is Jason just collateral damage? Because he's including the 3 Robins, right? So he's got Jason and Dick set up to be taken out by the Joker. He manipulated Jason into getting the Joker out of the Batcave and all that kind of stuff. And now he's in a situation with Dick Grayson where they're having to face the Joker, and he's got Damian Wayne with the Damascus steel scalpel to his throat. A hell of a book, man. Like I thought this was fun. And the more we review it, the more I'm actually digging it.
Yeah. It's definitely my favorite of the 3. Like
Gift to Rebels is in the house. These
Hey, good to see.
oversized Hush 2 issues are so good. Yeah, I got
Are
the
there
first
more?
one. They make them one for every issue.
I haven't seen.
I missed 159. I decided not to pick up 160 because I just didn't have the time. But I got 158 sitting somewhere. But they are pretty cool to see. And actually, my LCS still has 160 sitting on the shelf. I saw. So I don't know how well they're selling, but
that like they're what, $20 a piece?
They're expensive. Yeah. They're expensive.
I'm gonna wait to see if they do a collected oversize. Just
yeah.
But this is this is my favorite of the three as of now. I think even if we kind of started with last issue and they did a little more setup, it'd be better.
Yeah. Like I said, they kind of
This is at 58, man.
they stumbled
Lackluster.
into this. Yeah, like 158, like I don't know. Like I feel like they could have started the story so much better than they did.
It was rushed.
It felt so rushed. Like you get into the story, Batman's there, Joker kicks him into the piranha thing, and you're just off and running. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You know, like that was my biggest complaint at the start of the story. But now I feel like it's kind of, now we're developing. Last issue and this issue, you're coming together, and you're starting to see Hush's plan slowly coming together. And this is only the third issue in the 12-issue run, so we aren't even close to what his plan's going to be. You know, this is kind of like the first look, or this is the misdirection, I feel like. With
Now,
Hush.
are they going to Kaiser Soze us at the end and tell us show us something where 158, we go back and read it, and we're like, this is brilliant. What were we thinking? Why would we doubt this? You know?
Hey, I trust Jeff Loeb.
I do too.
Even though we had the criticism from 158, like I trust, he's my favorite writer. I've said this before.
Too. Yeah.
And so regardless of how I feel that the story started, I trust that this is going to be a really good story. And I see the building blocks of where this could go, and I'm excited about it. And I love, like, this issue was great. Now, when I first read this, I said, when I first saw Bane, it threw me off. I'm just like, that was out of left field. You know? But in the same sense, it's like, you know, if we were in Batman's shoes, and it's kind of much like how I'm trying to tell the story of Reaper Destroyer, where you were going to find out information as my main character finds out. Like, that's how I'm telling the story, you know? So you're going to be held in the dark when he's held in the dark. And I almost feel like Jeff Loeb is kind of doing this, where we're seeing things from Batman's perspective, where we're seeing these moments of like, what the hell? Like, that doesn't make sense, you know, and it's making us think. But that's what he's kind of going through in the story himself, instead of kind of getting the overview as we're watching like a movie or something play out. We don't know a lot of motivations, and we're kind of figuring out as we go, as Batman is going as well. So I don't know. That's just, but I'm liking it, man. I'm digging it.
Yeah. Like if this issue wasn't as cool as it was, I'd be out. Like I would still be reading it and getting it just to trash it and just give a different side of the opinion, you know, just to kind of.
And that's what I thought this was going to be after a while. I was like, all right, we're going to come on here, and you know, we got the positive, we got the negative, and we'll meet in the middle, and that's what the show will be, which would have been fine, you know. But this, I do feel like this was a saving issue. It at least has you a little bit more excited, you know, going forward than you were coming into this.
Yeah.
I trust Jeff Loeb. What? So you don't trust Jim Lee? Alone with your wife? Stop being paranoid.
I don't trust. Never mind. I can't say that. I was gonna say I don't trust Jim Lee alone with my cat, but
jeez.
Yeah. I don't even have a cat.
People, not me, hated Damien. Is this a low-key death in the family too? Interesting.
Ooh.
Interesting thought.
Okay.
You know, I could see. Why not?
I like that.
I feel like Jeff Loeb said that they've kind of got freedom to do what they want in the storyline. In that interview, I feel like he kind of alluded to the fact that it's fitting within the current Batman world, but they do have certain liberties to kind of do what they want with certain characters. I don't know if that means they're going to kill someone, but that's a great thought. That's a great thought. Wasn't Bane a mastermind when he first introduced in the 90s?
Yeah, genius.
I don't know if... I'm just saying, like, I was laughing because the way that Jim drew him reminded me of, like, Batman and Robin's, you know...
Well, you know what?
Bane.
It's yeah.
But that doesn't mean that he's a dumb, you know...
He's very pale. Like, he's like me.
Yeah, true.
Like
Did Bane
Bane's
die at all?
I don't know.
Recently?
Bane's is Hispanic, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's Hispanic.
He's
not
that,
like an islander, but like from Spain or.
Oh yeah.
One of, you know.
Yeah, he's definitely not American. He ain't
No.
He ain't white. But no, I
It
don't
is
think...
your time to die.
I don't think that he's being depicted as like a mindless brute.
No.
I think there's something else going on here. Now, remember, we saw Talia in issue 158. She was there for a reason. We
to
still
see Damien.
supposedly to see Damien, but what is the overall reason, right? Like there's something else going in play in that, and we haven't even touched. Like that's what's good writing about Jeff Loeb. He introduced something that we were
Yeah.
meant to forget about, right? We were meant to forget that she was just at the beginning of 158. She saved his life in the water. She was like, I was just here to see Damien, which we knew was a lie. And now we're seeing Damien, and he's with Bane. So what is going on behind the scenes with those two? There's got to be something like with League Assassins or whatever. There's a bigger picture going on right now that we haven't even been shown yet, which is why I'm saying like I'm excited because it's early on. We didn't even see Batman and Hush get together until like the 11th issue of the original run. This is the third issue, and now they're all already kind of doing the square off, almost like this is the grand, the big ending of the plan. That's what this is set up like, which we know it's not. So like, there's so much more going to happen that's involved here. So, yeah. No, I thought this was great. I was very excited about this when I read it. I had to read it 2 different times because the first time I read it, I kind of had mixed feelings with a couple stuff. But then I talked to you, and I was surprised that you liked it. And so I went back and read it again, and I was like, okay, so maybe I might have been too harsh. I might have read it too fast the first time I read it because I was like, why did I have any issues with this
Right.
particular issue? I really dig it. It's great. Did you see the Deadly Class oversized letter edition? Amazing. Deadly Class.
Is that the one that they made the sci-fi show off of? Or am I thinking of something else?
I don't know.
It didn't.
But I don't know if I've seen that one, Gifted Rebels. Unless
I
you're
have
talking about like the oversized. Unless that's I don't know. How does Todd feel about Jim with his wife?
Get the fuck away from Wanda.
Luchador or Gimp Mask? Luchador. Yeah, shout out to Graham Nolan. Honestly, I still need to read part 2 and 3 myself. What are we talking about? Why am I so confused today?
Why? I
Jay
need
Lee
drugs.
said something and I was off. Twisted Dreams said something and I was thrown off. Is it me? By the way, who is number 1 in the chat right now? We got Mo Biggs.
No way, really?
Mo Biggs is the number 1 contributor in the chat.
God
Look
bless.
at that.
That's our guy.
Might be adding Mo Biggs to the leaderboard here.
That's cool.
And not too long.
Yo, it's a Friday show. We haven't done that in years. It's
That's
a late show.
classic. This was our original night for Odd Stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
It was originally on Fridays.
Don't ever want to do it again, but cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say it kind of really cut into the weekend. Although we got our best views on Friday, that's for sure.
That's true.
Switching to Thursday and all these different days doesn't do great, but then again, we don't talk about a lot of the drama, so people don't really dip in that much.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's give some.
I got some drama to talk about.
Oh, what do you got, man?
So I was trying to never mind. I'm kidding.
An originally Friday the 13th show. Friday the 13th show.
Okay.
It is Friday the 13th tonight. Yeah, I forgot
Fucking
about that.
love.
I like that. It says, I swooped in and stole number 1 like I was Jim Lee, and the top spot was a blushing bride. I don't know why Mo doesn't do like stand-up or something like that. Legitimately a funny dude.
Yeah.
You know, very witty. I like it.
Very witty.
Him and Sheldon in the chat together, I think is great.
Oh, yeah. Gangsters.
Yeah.
Gangsters are comedians.
You guys have nothing better to do. Stop lying.
Nah, I
Well,
gotta molest myself.
Well, yeah, there's that, But, it's family time. Wife
Family
wants to
time.
do stuff on Friday nights,
I'm alone.
Yeah.
I'm an orphan.
Maybe he does, and he's hiding it from us.
Maybe.
Great show tonight for sure. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. All right.
But there's going to be a 2-month hiatus or a month hiatus.
Oh, that's right. We're going to bring that up. Let me look at something real quick.
So I found something. I think was it yesterday or today that somebody shared.
Yesterday. Let me bring
That
it up.
the next issue isn't coming out till July or August. They said it's going to be 2 months late, and we're in June now. So if it's 2 months, it's August. Okay, so 62 and 63 will be late
Yeah.
So we'll be getting July's issue, so not till September and October.
So it says Hush 162, 163 with Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb will both now be 2 months late from DC Comics, September and October respectively. That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh well, we're still gonna get 161, so that's
yeah.
Good. 2 weeks ago, Bleeding Cool scooped the news that if you just read Batman 160 and were looking forward to the next chapter of Hush 2 in Batman 161 in June, you were going to have to wait an extra month until July. Batman 161 by those guys has been delayed from the 25th of June until the 23rd of July at the time. 162, 163, or 162, the penultimate issue of Hush 2 will also be scheduled for that date. Wait, what?
Penultimate?
162 penultimate?
Where's Kayla?
Yeah, she'd be like, you guys can't read, which is true.
It's true.
We'll also schedule for that date, but I expect that it would also slip a month. Okay. Well, I was wrong. It slipped 2 months to September. I see what they're saying. Sometimes these guys, they just write weird. The month that the new Batman #1 is meant to launch and the final issue of Hush 2, Batman 163, is now scheduled for October, also 2 months late for now. Okay.
New York Comic Con. It's a New York Comic Con thing. They want they want variants. They want exclusives. Yep.
I can see that.
I'm probably wrong, but yep.
I mean, that would make sense. The series Hush 2 by Jim Lee and Jeff Lowe was initially planned for late last year, which saw the final issue of Chip Zdarsky's Batman run, which preceded a mini bye week. Back then, it was also planned for a year run. Then got late and was rescheduled. Chip's issues were all made monthly again, and we only got the first 6 issues of Hush 2 scheduled for 2025, which is a bummer. The final 6 were moved to later on a specified date. I don't like that.
That's stupid.
That is stupid. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
And they're counting the next one as 3.
Well, Jim Lee said that, but did you see, like, it seemed like Jeff was not really big on that. It seemed like Jim Lee was trying to find a way to be like, let's just make it a trilogy and we'll call it good. And Jeff's just like, I don't know, can this really be called a trilogy? We'll see. I hope they don't come out with it and it's Hush 3. I'll be disappointed. Yeah. I want 12 issues of Hush 2. And if you're going to do a third one later on, do a third one, but don't cheapen out, We said the new Batman #1 by Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez to follow Hush 2 was intended for September, but it was possible that further delays of Hush 2 may delay that series as well, and now that's looking more and more likely. This could have been foreseen. Of course, Jim Lee was never the fastest artist anyway, and he also the publisher, president, and chief creative officer at DC, so there's plenty of pressure on the man, but this is tough on retailers who have been upping their Batman numbers as a poor schedule can often harm sales. Here's a schedule book. Talk about it.
Get all of his roles. I respect all of his roles. I know he's elder in age, family man. That's key. But Jim Lee could fucking knock out an issue like within
I was gonna say
a week, or it's not a week, but like he can. Let's just say he can knock a page out in a night, a long night. Like I've heard personal stories from Carl Alstader where they would get.
What kind of stories?
This is like 30 plus years ago. Will they get to the studio late at night, pull an all-nighter, finish a fucking couple pages, go to bed, go to the diner, do this and that, and then fucking do it over for a couple weeks, take a couple days off, like smelling bullshit.
Mobig says there's going to be a 2-month hiatus that's going to make it easier to break my news. Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Just kidding. Or am I? Oh.
No.
I don't know what it is, but that makes me scared. Ghost Rider beats off Spawn. Wait, what? Beats Spawn off, but loses in a fight to him. There you go. That's how you do it.
I need somebody to beat me off. It's been a while.
So we are at 4-6 in 4 or 6 in, I forgot. This is the 3rd issue in the
Third.
series.
So it's
Yeah.
wait, is this the next one's not coming out till July now?
Yeah, July, then September and October, and then that's going to be it for the year. And then they're taking that break. At least that's the original plan. I kept my online pick up to $20. Vatican City was a must-have in the Spidey Wolverine by whatever that dude's name is, Carrie Andrews.
Yeah, that we got to look at.
But I might just grab all those. Yeah, I still gotta check that out.
Yeah,
Who can draw Batman and Superman forever, as far as I'm concerned. His book does look good. I'm looking forward to it. Don't get me wrong.
He's talented. Yeah, I want to see that too.
Art looks cool, but that's about it. Vatican City is fantastic. I haven't read it.
I haven't read it.
Here's the thing about that article I didn't like either.
Tell me.
Jim Lee, to me, is not notoriously slow as an artist, like you're saying. I think that's BS. It might be slow as like when they were doing publishing work and all that stuff at Wildstorm, getting books out, delays for other reasons.
Sure.
You know, but I don't think that that's it. Like you said, Jim Lee can knock stuff out really quick if he needed to. Hands down.
Hands down.
This could be more of a strategic thing. Who knows? Maybe somebody else is late and they got to juggle some stuff around. I don't know. It is disappointing, though.
Very disappointing.
Yeah, because I'm getting into this, you know? I'm getting into this. I'm ready. I'm ready to get going to see what this first half of this storyline, how they're going to end it off. And I don't want to see them do a Hush 3. I want this whole Hush 2, 12 issues. Then give me the unwrapped version, do all the stuff, you know, and let's go. Jim Lee definitely ain't slow as a pickup artist. Vatican City has vampires that move like soldiers. It's insane. Move like soldiers. Or that movie like... Wait, what? Vatican City has vampires that movie like soldiers. It's insane.
I don't have an interest.
The book doesn't look good. Not that it's bad. I know a lot of people are digging it. And that's great. I hope it sells well. And shout out to Narwhal for you know, what he's doing.
Yeah, shout out to him.
To be honest, I've never been a big fan of his art. That's just artistically. I like like this kind of stuff. It's the stuff we look at on our show. So I just haven't picked up the book. Mark Miller, I like his writing, but I'm not like head over heels with all the stuff that he does. Like I don't just collect all the stuff he writes. So yeah, I just haven't. I have no interest in picking up that book. But no shade to it. I hope it does great. I hope it does fantastic. You know, like again, shout out to Narwhal. He deserves it.
Yep. I hope they make movies. I hope he gets all the royalties. And all of that. You know, 100%. Nothing but the best to him.
Yep. There's a whole chain of custody making comics causes delays. No, that's true. There's a lot of reasons for delays besides just, you know, laziness or slow. So, all right. You got to love Narwhal to get his stuff. I get it. He's quick. You got to love Narwhal to get his stuff. I get it. Oh, yeah. It's the style, right? I've said it 100 times. It's just eye of the beholder, right? There's certain styles that I like to look at and certain styles I don't. You know, like that's the whole thing. I've never really been a big fan of Narwhal's style. That being said, I'm extremely excited that the book is doing well and it's getting a lot of pub. I mean, hell, he mentioned it on the podcast with Rob Liefeld. You know, Mark Miller is in love with Narwhal, and that's cool. You know, so that means that they might be doing things in the future. And he might have set himself up to be doing stuff with a really popular, talented writer, and be in line for all that stuff. So I'm extremely happy for the guy. He deserves it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and please don't think like we're coming up as haters or this or that. It's just,
hey, there's lots of books that people like nowadays that I can't stand.
Yeah,
that's just the way it is. I'm stuck in my ways.
Look, we're old and trash.
We're old and trash. That's what it is. All right, before we get out of here, let me bring this up because I want to show everybody. I'm going to call it here in 2 seconds. We have Mo Biggs is number 1. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. So we have this thing called the Leaders Board. YouTube puts these numbers in this crown by the top contributors throughout the chat, and wherever you land is wherever you land. But if you can land at the end of the show or when I decide to call it, at number 1, we add you to the leaderboard, And then at the end of the year, we're going to add up how many people have won, and we're going to do something special for them at the end of the year. Right now, we've only had one person win every single show. We haven't had a repeater winner yet. So maybe we're going to get that at some point. Let me bring this down. Let me bring this back up. Here's the leaderboard to let you guys know. I will be adding Mo Biggs on there.
Yes.
For the next show, you're going to see him right in there, Mo Biggs, with the number 1, just like everybody else. So I'm calling it. Doesn't matter if it changes from this moment on. It is called right now. Mo Biggs wins tonight at number 1. Congratulations, man. Great to see you back in the chat.
Hell yeah.
I'm
It was a great
excited to
night.
put you
Thank
back on the leaderboard, or put you on the leaderboard with everybody else as well. Okay. You showing this off, Sean?
Yeah, I just want to show off a page, a colored page. Towards the end of Type 1, that's my one of my main antagonists, Lord Aramis. He's getting the best of street. Really? Come on, I cut my nails. Like I shave the tips of my toes. Come on, man, it's not that bad. But anyway, we're getting towards the end of Type 1. I got 4 more pages to do. I got a deadline of next week. I don't know if I'm going to hit it, but I'm going to do my best. I believe by the time we get back from Joe's vacation, I'll be done. And then have Dan polish off the rest of the pages he needs so we can get the book into production, lettered, and get to everybody's hands by beginning of the fall. So like, I'm really excited. Just thank you to everybody that just believe in this project, believe in our projects and all that. So if you haven't, please back and share Type 1. Drop into everybody's chat. Drop it in everybody's Facebook pictures of their Aunt Petunia.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, man, I'm excited that this book isn't what people think it's going to be, because people are like, it's this type of book. I'm like, it's really not, but just please read it. And then,
Everybody always thinks they know what they know, and they don't.
They don't know what they know, but when they find out what it is, they're gonna be like, "Oh, damn, a Skippy Mudgies." But yeah, man, it's just it's just with the recent events of the past day of other people's stuff. I'm just gonna say it's a blessing to be able to make one of my dream projects. And I thank you all for that. And I'm doing my best not to let you guys down. I know I'm late, but I'm doing my best not to let everybody down. And thank you again. It's pretty cool, man. It's a good life.
Yeah, I don't want to shit on anybody, but at least you're getting the book out. It could be a lot different over recent situations and stuff, and that is what it is. But that's the one thing. We got the book out, even if it's coming out late, but it's coming. Same thing with Reaper Destroyer. We've got 50 orders to pack up, and then that thing is going to be done and out, and I'm excited to be out from underneath that because I've been looking forward to issue 2 and everything else that we're trying to plan on doing with upcoming campaigns when it comes to my company, Superior Press. So, shout out to you, man. This is looking great. I love seeing the production of it. I can't wait to actually see the rest of the book when it gets out there, and we can actually. When are we doing the? We still have to schedule. Maybe sometime in July. We got to schedule.
Yeah. Let's do like yeah. So probably it's June. Let's shoot for like mid-July, or we'll figure out when you get back. We'll see what friends are doing. Wait, don't worry, guys.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, look, if I'm going to be honest with you, I wanted to get hair plugs.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was gonna run away with mine just so I could fucking use a comb again. But yeah, let's shoot for mid-July.
Okay, let's do that mid-July.
Okay. Yeah, mid-July. We'll...
Shell Martin said, leaderboards will be Moe's from now on. Welcome to Moe's.
I like it.
There he is, added to it. Well, it gives you guys motivation, Yeah. You see, that's how you do it. You got to comment, I know that Twisted Dreams won on Thursday because of Super Chats. Not that you need to do that, but it's just, you got to be in there. You got to, well, yeah, definitely you should do that. Which, by the way, $20. If you send us $20 Super Chat, you get to pick what we look at here on the on Ahrent stuff. Even if we don't like it, we'll look at it. We'll give you honest opinions. Also, on the Ronan Joe Show, if you tune in Sunday at 8 p.m., Sheldon Martin there dropped a $50 super chat. Now, why that's important on the Ronan Joe Show, if you do a $50 super chat or more, you get to pick a song that I will sing live on the next Ronan Joe Show. So, this Sunday, I'm learning it. It's a bitch ass of a song, but Shakira's underneath our clothes, or underneath my clothes, I'm going to be singing live on the old acoustic back there. And I'm learning it, and it's going to be horrible is what it's going to be. But the whole thing is, you spend that money, I'm going to sing it, and I want all the chat to roast me. It's going to be a really fun time as we do it. So tune in Sunday at 8 p.m. to see that. And if we get another one going, we'll see what we can pick for when I get back from vacation. There are enough gay ops channels. That's true. There are.
Not here.
Yeah, not here. Even if I'm not here, guys, stay motivated. See that, guys? He's letting you guys know. Think of Joe naked during that. Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be the biggest thing. While I'm playing that, it's a very romantic song, so I want that going through everybody's mind as I'm doing it. So don't miss out on that, and then definitely join in and send me some tips. Send me some tips as I'm playing, some super chat tips, and maybe we get enough to that 50 mark and we can pick another song. Bordeaux's in the house. What's going on?
Hell,
good to see you. Good to see you. All right, guys, we're going to end out this show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Batman 160 really got us excited for going.
What'd you give it?
Ratings, yes.
What'd you give it?
I'm going to go, I gave a rating before we talked earlier.
Same.
I'm changing my rating. Changing my rating.
Do it.
I'm going to go with 8.5.
Ooh, okay.
Going with 8.5 because after reading through it tonight for the third time on the show, count this as a third time, I enjoyed it a lot better. So, like, the more I read it, the more I was really into it, and the more I got excited. This show always gets me more excited for the show. So, I was originally going to go with an 8. I'm going to go with an 8.5 on this. I thought the art was better. I think we're ticking up on that. Jim Lee's starting to find his stride, and I think the story is starting to kind of unfold in a really awesome way, and it's got me thinking. Got me thinking of all the possibilities of where they are going with the way that this is folding out and constructing. We are only 3 issues in. So, yeah, 8.5. How about you?
I agree with everything you said. This is the highest I've given this story so far. I'm giving it an 8.
Yes, there we go. That's highest ratings we've gotten so far. We haven't quite got to the 10 yet. I have a feeling we might. That's the goal.
Nah. Oh.
We haven't got to the 10 yet, but maybe we will. Joe sings metal, but pop is on his heart. That's true. That is true. I found out that they are actually 2 different people. Oh. Fred Durst, yeah. There's some old channel lore. Is that a Hush comic in your pocket, or are you just happy to see the chat? Oh. Both. How much for a duet with Joel Madden? Who's Joel Madden?
Oh, from Good Charlotte.
Oh. It'd have to be a lot. I would assume. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to get out of here. Ronan Joe Show at 8 p.m. Spawn Review, 8 p.m. on Tuesday. That's the last show before I go on vacation. We're going to be looking at Spawn 365. Still have to read it, but everyone's talking about how badass it is. So don't miss that show. You have another opportunity to jump onto the leaderboard or increase your lead on that show, as well as the Ronan Joe Show. So until then, everyone, be good to each other. Take care of one another. And as always, picture me naked. Talk to y'all later. Peace.